We've all heard the phrase, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Well, let's find out, because today we're going to review the Perlisten R7t tower speakers along with the Perlisten R10 subwoofers. By the end of the review, I'll ask the question, can you have your cake and eat it too? With that being said, my name is Adrian Alexander with The Absolute Sound, and let's get started on today's review.
Hi, my name is Martin Bell. I'm the founder and CEO of Java Hi-Fi. We're an amplifier manufacturer from New Zealand. Well, I think we wanted to do something different. We wanted to use some new technologies. We wanted to have some new industrial design. I came up with the name Java Hi-Fi because I am a real coffee aficionado, and of course Java is slang for coffee, and hence that has carried through to the naming of the single shot and the double shot. It was 4 letters. We were able to make a cool kind of waveform logo out of the name. And I'd like to think perhaps that I'm something like a conductor of an orchestra. I'm not necessarily the engineer or the designer, but I can work with great people in those fields to bring a product to life.
All right, let's talk about the history of Perlisten Audio. Perlisten Audio was founded in 2018. The company was established by a team of experienced audio professionals and engineers who set out to create high-performing loudspeakers and subwoofers to cater to both audiophiles and the home theater enthusiast. That being said, let's talk about what's in the box. Let's start with the tower speakers. Price of the tower speakers, the RT7s, is $9,990. The weight is 105 pounds. They are 49 inches high and 9 inches wide and 13.7 inches deep. It's a good sized speaker. It took me about an hour and a half to get them out of the box. Sensitivity is 90 dB, 4 drivers, 1 tweeter. The recommended amplification is 100 to 400 watts. Let's talk about the R10 subwoofer. It'll play down to about 18 hertz. The subwoofer's design and technology help ensure that it maintains clear and powerful bass without distortion, even at lower frequency. You can adjust the frequency responses for small, medium, and large rooms. The height is about 13 inches long, the depth is 15 inches deep, and the weight is 46 pounds. The R10 subwoofer retails for $1,995. What's unique about this subwoofer is that it has a 2.47-inch LCD color screen. So basically you can go up to the subwoofer and adjust the frequency response. You can also do this if you have an Android or an Apple phone. That's a great app. Okay, as I mentioned, I listened to the Perlisten R7t speakers without any subwoofers because I wanted to give you guys an example of what they sounded like with subwoofers and without subwoofers. This is what I heard with just the speakers. I listened to classical, I listened to jazz, I listened to rock and roll, all types of genres. Now, my experience was simply this. The speakers delivered a blend of clarity, depth, and presence. The sound signature that I'd like to characterize is that it was balanced and it allowed the vocals and instruments to feel natural and immersive. Again, I didn't add the subwoofers, just the speakers alone I want to be clear about. Now, what else stood out to me is in the mid-range. The vocals came through with a rich, warm sound. It made it feel intimate and engaging to me, and it was very articulate. What I did notice is that the cymbals didn't become harsh in listening to this. The bass performance was particularly immersive. It's deep and it's robust. Now I have a larger room, and I will say this, I could get away with just listening to these speakers without the subwoofers in a larger room. That's how well these played. Overall, the Perlisten 7 RT speakers created a spacious soundstage. And another thing I liked about these speakers is they sounded great at low volume. So at nighttime I could listen to them and was, really pleased with the sound at a lower volume. And that's probably because, they're a very efficient speaker at 90 dB. How the RT7 sounded with the R10 subwoofer, okay? The response I felt transforms into something exhilarating. It was pleasantly controlled, and this was a deep, smooth, impactful bass. And what do I mean by that? Sometimes you might pull up to somebody in a car and you hear that boom, 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 the trunk's rattling. Well, with the one subwoofer, what it did is it smoothed everything out, gave it a little bit more depth, no distortion, just clean. And again, as I mentioned before, with the subwoofers, you can adjust the sound. You can turn up the volume, you can change the frequency response on the fly, and I did that a couple of times, and I found the sweet spot. So you couldn't hear the subwoofers. I mean, they work together flawlessly, and it's the synergy between the two subwoofers that just brought out the overall sounds. The highs, I enjoyed the energy, the music, the subtle details, the combination of them together and the synergy of all four of them together demanded my attention. So my personal experience, and again, I have a larger room, my personal experience, I liked it with two subwoofers. So let's address customer service. It's always a favorite part of mine. Fidelity Imports are the importers that bring in Perlisten speakers. You can speak with Eric. He's a great guy. He answered all my questions. I know they have a nice dealer network, so if you want to become a dealer or whatever, give Eric a call. He's really easy to deal with. He returns your emails in a timely manner, and he answers the phones. I'd give them an A+ as far as customer service. Now, why do I bring this up during videos? When I do videos, because I just think customer service is important. Because if you're going to spend a lot of money, I believe, at least for me, I want to be able to get someone on the phone and have an email answered in a promptly timed manner. So at the beginning of my review, I've asked the question, can you have your cake and eat it too? We all like options in life, and that's what these Perlisten speakers represent to me as options. You can have a 2-channel system. You can have a 2-channel system with 1 sub or 2 subs. Now, you may have only one room where you have to watch movies and listen to music. That fits well. These speakers work well in large rooms, small rooms, and medium-sized rooms. So as I mentioned before at the beginning of this video, I asked the question, can you have your cake and eat it too? Well, in my opinion, oh yeah, absolutely you can have your cake and eat it too. That being said, I'd like to thank all of you for watching the review. I'd like to thank you for your kind comments, and also mention that we do have a magazine that you can subscribe to. And by the way, we just made it to 60,000 subscribers, and that's because of you. So we appreciate the kind words, and we appreciate the enthusiasm and the support. See you next time.